Hey guys, how you going? Hope you're all having a fantastic evening. Tonight I'm going to be doing a review of a science fiction thriller from France, French language English subs, released in the year 2007, directed by Julien Leclerc. This film is called Chrysalis. And the story of Chrysalis is as follows. The near future, year 2020, a high-tech surgeon and her daughter are involved in a horrific car accident, and the young girl loses her life. However, with advanced technology, the grieving surgeon is able to resurrect her daughter from the grave with dire consequences. Meanwhile, gung-ho police officer Hoffman loses his wife and partner in a pitched gun battle with an escaped gangland criminal. Seeking revenge, his investigation takes him all the way to the surgeon and a clinic run by the iron hand of technology, where all is not what it seems. So the movie centers on two stories that intertwine towards the end in the near future in Paris. You've got one story involving a brilliant surgeon and her daughter that are involved in a horrific car accident, and as a result of this, the daughter dies. So the grieving surgeon wants her back, and in order to do this, she opens a very high-tech clinic that enables her to bring her daughter back from the dead, but this has dire consequences. So this is all linked to another story featuring Hoffman, played by Albert Dupontel. He's a police officer. His partner also happens to be his wife, and they're in pursuit of a criminal named Nikolov. Now, they finally corner Nikolov in a warehouse, and a gunfight ensues. In this gunfight, Nikolov kills Hoffman's wife and escapes. So Hoffman is now hell-bent on revenge, and he is going to pursue Nikolov and bring him to justice. Along the way, in his pursuit, he uncovers a truth that links Nikolov and his criminal organization with this clinic run by this surgeon. So it's a conspiracy that is being uncovered. As a result, Hoffman's life is in grave danger, and he realizes that not everybody is who they seem to be, and no one can be trusted. So if you want to know how the movie unfolds from that point on, please go and see the film for yourself, because that's as far as I'm going with my rundown. Now, my thoughts on this film. I'm not really a science fiction fan, to be honest. I've made that clear in the past, but the reasons why I wanted to check this film out is, number one, it was cheap. Number two, it has Albert Dupontel, who is my favourite actor. And number three, it's a French film. So although I've seen this sort of story done before, especially with Minority Report, it kind of had the same feel as Minority Report, although it wasn't as complex as that film. I thought that it still have its own European twist on it, its European flavour. And that's exactly what I got. Pretty much, I got what I expected, but I was a little bit disappointed with this film, and I felt that although it was enjoyable, I kind of felt it should have been a lot more, and I couldn't help but feel it was a missed opportunity. Now, it is a very ambitious film, and I think for the most part they pull it off very well. Visually, it's stunning, and this is where I get the similarities between this film and Minority Report. It's a very grim outlook on the futuristic technology, and if used in the wrong hands, how technology can be very destructive. And I thought that was a very apparent sort of feeling that Minority Report had, and I felt that this is very similar to that one. So if you like the way Minority Report felt, then you're going to like the way that this one felt. Now, the problem with what made Minority Report really good and what made this one suffer a little bit is that they were both ambitious, but Minority Report had better character development. It felt like it had a lot more patience, whereas this film I thought was a little bit rushed. It had a very real underlying message, and that message was the people that we are and how powerful our memories of our past can be, and how the past can define us as human beings in the present and the future. So the character of Hoffman was a very interesting enough character, but it wasn't delved enough in depth. It wasn't a very rich character at all as far as character development is concerned. Very cardboard cutout. So you constantly asked yourself, why do I care every time that there was an emotional scene? Whereas if it had a little bit of depth and a little bit of likability to the characters, it could have really struck home the power sort of impact, especially because Albert Dupontel plays the main character. He's a brilliant actor, and I thought if his character was a little bit more three-dimensional, he could have portrayed a very memorable person. But as a result of lack of character development, I felt that Albert Dupontel was a little bit bored with his role, and he was just going through the motions, as is the case with most other characters. Claude Perron is a very good French actress. She played a fairly forgettable role. And then Francis Renaud, who's another very good actor. He plays a cameo in kind of a weird sort of drug addict. But he wasn't in the film long enough, and once again, he didn't really have too much to play with. So as a result of lack of patience and no real depth to the film, I don't feel the director achieved what he wanted to achieve. Having said that, it is very fun, and it will pass as just an action film on its own. The choreography, as far as fight scenes are concerned, were really well done. It's quite hard-hitting and realistic. There isn't too much action in the film, which was another criticism I have of it. I thought with a little bit more car chases, shootouts, it could have been a little bit better, but I thought the idea and the psychology of the film kind of distracted the action part. And I thought if it was much more simplistic and it just focused on the action, it would have been a hell of a lot better for it. Now, initially, I thought the two stories, when they intertwined, I thought it wouldn't work at the start. I thought it was going to be too distracting, one story being distracting of the other. But I was really surprised at how fluently those two stories ran, and how at the end, when they intertwined with each other, how rewarding it was. So both stories do play an important role for each other. So if you're kind of distracted at the start by that, give it a chance, because at the end it does tie the loose ends very well. What else can I say about the film? I mean, it's a very polished piece. But as I said, if a little bit more attention went into the characters, it could have been a hell of a lot better. But having said that, it's still a very enjoyable film. It's still a film I'm recommending. I'm giving it 3 stars. But at the end of the day, I just couldn't help but feel that this one was a missed opportunity. So if you like the science fiction films, then I would say definitely go out there and try this one. It's good for a Friday night with a few friends if you don't mind reading subtitles. But yeah, it should have been a hell of a lot better. But as a result, it gets 3 stars. And yeah, it's still coming recommended. So that's my review for Chrysalis. Hope you enjoyed it. Till next time, keep watching movies, and I'll see you later.